places that are banned for humans. Being a wild explorer and trying out everything is very thrilling. Although, you need to know about these few places that you should steer clear from because one visit to any of these could leave you tormented for years. Do not forget to smash the like button and hit the bell icon for more updates on our channel, Eye Opening Facts. Number 4. North Sentinel, Andaman and Nicobar Island, India. This island is a home to Sentinelese, a voluntary tribe that is not in contact with the rest of the world and has not adapted modern civilization. The numerous deaths when anyone visited the island has led to the island being banned for any external contact. This measure is taken for both our and their protection. The British, who ruled our country before, did try to take a few people from the island and admit them to hospital in hopes that they would adapt and mix in with the normal people. But the result was fatal for the people. All the 4 children and 2 adults that were kidnapped had died. Their bodies were left on the shore of the island. After this incident, the tribe became more strict and unwelcome to foreigners of the island. The island is now protected by the Indian government under the Union Territory laws. It was an international decision to ban anyone from visiting the island or contacting the people in any way. It is believed that these people have jungle survival instincts. That is, they know only how to protect themselves. So if there were any natural calamities to happen, that could be the end of human race. It is believed that there are many more tribes in other parts of the world which have no human contact would survive and carry forward the human race. Number 3. Snake Island, Brazil. This is the mysterious island 25 miles off the coast of Brazil, locally known as Ilha da Coimeda. It is such a dangerous island that the government has made it illegal to visit the island. The danger on the island is the golden lace-hand snakes. They belong to the pit viper species that are one of the deadliest serpents in the world. They can grow over 1.5 feet long. There is a snake every square meter of the island, resulting from being 2,000 to 4,000 snakes approximately in the whole island. One bite from the golden family will kill you within an hour. The snakes starting inhabiting the island in the late 1920s, and the number of deaths of people on the island led the government to isolate it. The locals believe that the pirates introduced the snakes to the island and let Mother Nature play the trick to protect their treasures that they had buried and hid on the island. Number 2. North Brother Island, United States. The island is located between New York City's East River between the mainland, Bronx and Rikers Island. The North Brother Island has seen the suffering and deaths of so many people that it is now uninhabitable and serves as a birth sanctuary. This place was a quarantine hospital for diseases like smallpox, tuberculosis that were rare and fatal at the time. The island saw the horrific death of around 1,000 passengers in the ship named the General Slocum due to either burning or drowning. It was a steamship that burned on June 15, 1904. Passengers and ship remains were washed on shores of this island. There were many tales of Mary Mellon or Typhoon Mary, which is famous. She was confined to the island for over 2 decades and had died there in 1938. The hospital was closed shortly after as there were many arguments that came up as Mary did not show any symptoms, but when she worked as a housemaid, she infected everyone around her. Mary was once released from the island in between her confinement period as they thought that she was healthy, but once she went back to working, she again infected everyone around her. These raised a lot of questions on the hospital, and there were many controversies that came up. The island also served as a home to World War II veterans. After the war, once the housing system was sorted, the island was again abandoned until 1950, when the island opened a center to treat drug addicts. The island, since mid 1960s, served many purposes as home to homeless, jail, and correction centers. The island was again abandoned due to many spooky events that took place, according to the residents who were living there. All the buildings are now deteriorated. It is off limits for everyone, though officially it is the reason that it is a bird sanctuary, although locals believe there are many paranormal activities that take place here, as the island has been a witness to thousands of deaths. Number 1. Poveglia, Italy. The island sits on the coast of northern Italy, near Venice, the city of canals and God. The infamous island is the place where thousands have died. The structure and building on the island date back to 12th century. Many wild explorers still visit the island for paranormal experiences, but none, not even the ghost catchers, can be in the island for more than a few hours, and everyone left the island shaking, and nobody dared return back to the island. The island has a series of tragic events starting from the very Roman Empire. The island served as a home for quarantine center for people infected by Black Plague. Almost two-thirds of the European population was killed by the virus Black Plague. People showing mere symptoms of any illness were shipped off to this island and left to rot with the others. The island has many grape vineyards, as literally more than 50% of the soil is human remains. Spooky, right? During the plague, the island was so overcrowded that no one survived. People were fighting for land there. After the tragic event in 15th century until 1922, the island was abandoned by humans when a mental hospital was opened on the island. The isolation of the island gave a free pass to higher authorities and doctors to act however they pleased with the patients. The horrifying tales of the demented doctor who tortured his patients in all inhuman ways possible soon started to spread. He used hammers, drills with no anesthesia and practiced experiments on various patients against their will or what they're supposed to be actually treated for. It is believed that he carried out his darkest experiments on his so-called special patients on the bell tower. Karma eventually caught up with the doctor, and on the very tower he flung himself to death. Some even say that he was murdered by his angry patients and was pushed off the tower. Soul-clenching screams from the bell tower can be heard to this date. Somehow, the hospital managed to stay open till 1968. It was then bought by a family in hopes of converting the island into their family vacation house. Alas, hundreds of thousands of tormented souls that were still there captured in the island and had died haunted the family on the first night of them living there. The family claims that the daughter's face was almost ripped off by an unknown force, and they experienced heaviness and whispering force shoving them here and there the entire period of the stay. That was just one day. They never returned back to the island after that. The island had too many tales spread across everywhere by then, so no one bought it even at its very low and cheap price. To this date, Bones was ashore and everyone steer clears of the entire area. Even the fishermen do not throw their nets to that side, in fear of catching Bones in their net. Although, in middle of all these tragic events, the island once served as home for homeless and elderly people. Well, signing off. Let us know in the comment section about your weird experiences while traveling the world. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more eye-opening updates.